Hey, we're logging on. Two people already. There's so much to talk about today. What kind, Mohammed Bilal? You're on. But you're supposed to make contact with me from yesterday. You're going to fuck off. So many guys that are coming on. Nothing happened. Right, let's see. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the program. If you're new, log in, say hello. Vinila Atta says hi. Shirley ready. Trevor, Jennifer, Juga, all the regulars. Aubrey Botas now, regular hundreds. Audrey, Wota. Alan Dipla, good evening. Logi Naidu, yeah. Logi is not kicking in. Nizam Ghani, how's it, Nizam? The Porsche guy. Madam Chetty, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome. Mohammed Satish, Mother, inboxing your number. You want to help us? You must keep inboxing your number. 073-767-5836. 073-767-5836. We beat the rain. Keep it tidy. Good evening, everybody. Right, welcome onto YouTube as well. We're live streaming on two channels, YouTube and Facebook. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. If you think my screen looks like a bazaar, fuck off. Who cares? I don't care. Aubrey, not Audrey. Oh, Aubrey. Did I say Audrey? Aubrey. Richard joins us from Charles Cross, not Chatsworth. Logi is here, you just can't see it. I'm sure Logi is online. We're going to talk about Logi Naidu today. Logi Naidu is on the headlines tonight. We'll dedicate the whole first half of the show, second half, whole show, whatever, to Logi Naidu. Welcome, Paul Whitaker, to the program. It's me, KC Live. It's Thursday. It's the 19th. Yes. Screen looks tough as always. Shirley ready? Yeah. Thank you. We had some chat yesterday or lunchtime today. Giving us some story. Cowley. Rudy Cowley, I think he was being rude. Hello, Logi Naidu. Greetings. Can you guys please greet Logi? He's here. He's obviously you can't see me. Says put the lights on to find Logi. Pooza Thursday, says Shirley. Yeah, I'm not gonna Pooza though. I wanted the wife to buy me some gin and tonic. Would have been good. That's what I would have liked. Let me try and bring this a little bit closer here. Like that. That's better. Don't like to see my stomach, my boxes and all of that. And get that done there. Right. YouTube is on. Cheryl Sigamani, how's it? Roseanne Krobler. Shirley, right? Everybody log in. Woo! So many people online. I think we were expecting to see Logi Naidu online. Logi Naidu is probably here. Let's do the formalities first. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. Logi won't turn up, says, you never know. We never know. Rajiv, right. We're talking about Logi today, but I'm watching you from West Africa. Says Aubrey Bota, watching from West Africa. Let's pay the toys. Fantastic toy store. So many different things that they sell. They're all kids stuff. And of course, Kids Paradise, Toy Paradise. If you want to get something for Christmas, start shopping early. Kids a lot. They're also opening a Durban store. They haven't told us when that's opening, so look out for that. Floodlight on for Logi. Everyone's waiting for Logi. So kids a lot. I want a tractor, like a ride-along tractor. Sunil says, Mohammed says, take off the glasses. How are you going to check Logi? I can see Logi through my glasses. Right, so let me just I paid the bills. We're live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Guys, if you're on Facebook, let's get the message out there. Can you please share? Click the share button at the bottom. Share it to one of your platforms. Share it to your page. Share it to your group or something. Tell me who's shared. I want to know who's actually listening to me and doing something. How many of you are sharing? Say I shared at least or shared. That sort of thing. Get the message out to more and more people. That sort of thing. So wait, Logi, you're going to sing for me first. Tell me if you're sharing. Oh, it's hot and share. Press the share logo on the share button. Share it to your platform so other people can watch and see what's going on here and what we are talking about. Mohammed says always sharing, except shared Who else has shared? Come on. This is called activism. This is what talk about. Charles say, yeah. And then they don't do it. And every day I say, share it. And they say, yeah, but we won't do it. So we want to get the message out to as many people as possible. So if you put it on the platform, other people hear about the movement as well. Dion Naidu says it's done. Paul Whitaker says shared. Share. Not share as in the pop star, but share. Where is the Black Mamba? Says Sanjeet. And right, once the lighting comes better, we're going to get Logie on and we're going to chat to Logie. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Please share. Can you please try and share and tell me you shared at least so we get as many people on as possible. Vasi Singh says share. Logie Naidu. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to share this with you because you shared, so I'm going to share with you because this is the bad noise, not too clear. Oh, that's the fan, and the mic was right near the fan. Thank you, Jean. You, nobody has said anything else. Jean, let me put the fan on. It's far away though. Get the mic closer to me. Sorry about that. Thank you, Jean John, for telling me that sound. The mic was right near the fan. I will share with Mr. Naidu, says Nizam Ghani. By the way, guys, Nizam Ghani has said to me, and I'm so looking forward to it. Shall I say it or wait for the photos? Let's wait for the photos. I just want to share the photos. Nizam, well, if he comes or he doesn't, this is what we're going to do. Did you get this? The noise gone now. Is it better? Clearer now because the mic is very much close to me. So you're going to hear me. But I can't put the fan off because it's very hot under the lights. Thank you, Jean. Right. This message I'm going to from Logie, and we invited Logie to come on the platform. And or he might call me, you never know, I might call him. And let's see, we might call Logie Naidu and see if he takes my call. Casey Swab de Sima Braya from the Joziwa Lawe. Share on KZ and Charles. Oh, nice, share on KZ and Charles. I did ask what's the noise. Oh, Shirley really sorry, I didn't. Logie caught hiding. So can you hear me now? People say you can hardly hear me. Can you hear me now? I think everyone can hear me now. There's no way you can't hear me now. So I've had the fan on before. So let me read out what Logie Naidu said. Logie Naidu said the following. So I'm going to read out and then you listen and then we comment from there, right? So I'm going to try and talk into the mic. Logie Naidu says, cannot support this ill-conceived event. Cannot support this ill-conceived event. We cannot segregate ourselves from and sectional campaign. What's the point? Is an important part of the SA economy. We had a slogan, UDF unites, apartheid divides, and we're falling into this trap. We must build social cohesion and contribute to nation building, not extricating ourselves from the majority. And be fodder for the so-called SA Indian Party is chauvinism in the extreme. Someone is trying to boost their fortunes through this program. Right. Let me be clear and tell Logie Naidu directly on this platform, although I'll meet him and talk to him. This is a whole lot of fucking bullshit from Logie Naidu. And let me comment on each one. Not unexpected from people like Logie Naidu and the suckers of the ANC's assholes, says Ricky. Right, so Logie is busy on Facebook there. So let's analyze Logie Naidu's comment. He says he cannot support this ill-conceived event. Now, ill-conceived is according to him. Yagini says, I'm sharing now, stop vulgar language. Okay, we'll try. Ill-conceived. It's an ill-conceived event according to Logie Naidu. But the next line is, we cannot segregate any form of race-based, exclusive, sectional campaign. Let's just analyze that. And therein lies the problem, because we must separate ourselves. This is for real, Jennifer Jubei. So he says we must not separate ourselves from the rest of South Africa. I wish I had drums a drum roll, whatever, and say, let me get this straight. Do a drum roll and say, Logi Naidu, ANC stalwarts and ANC suckers guys and ANC sympathizers. We are not segregating ourselves from anybody. We have not been doing that. We have been segregated from everybody else. Can somebody please tell me if I'm saying something wrong? Separate ourselves, segregate ourselves. We must not support race-based, exclusive sectional campaigns. If that's the case, what is that? Let's start there. Is that not race-based, Mr. Logi Naidu? We must not support race-based campaigns. BEE, triple BEE is based on race-based. But we allow it to continue. I had a call from a gentleman now. I'm going to share something with you. Maybe he'll come on the program tomorrow. I can do some research about it and come back. He's telling me about, so this is where Logi comes into the picture. Oh, by the way, race-based. Let's talk about two things. Alan Diplal is here. Mr. Alan Diplal is another guy, Mr. A doctor I know on the south coast of Durban. So we mustn't segregate based on race. So if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, if you had a child wanting to go into medical school, if you had a child who's got 6 A's, 7 A's, whatever, wanting to go into medical school, how many of you know that black child, a white child, and a colored child? How many of you know that? For example, Indian child must get 92 points. The white child must get 89 points. The colored child must get 85 points. And the black child can get 80 points. I don't know the exact points. I'll find it out for you. But it's a fact that the Indian child must get much higher symbols and much higher points than any other race group. So, Mr. Logi Naidu, how do you tell a child who's got 6 A's, you can't go into medical school? You got 92 points. But try to balance the scales that black people in the day. I'm not saying that. But then does that mean then, we've now been 26 years. When is it going to medical entrance based on quota system? Says Sunil Ramkusum. Yep, it's based on quota system. I'm not sure whether he's saying yes or you don't, or trying to educate me. Quota system is a quota system. Whenever there's a quota system, you are discriminating against someone. So I don't know which world Logi Naidu is living in CTAS. Maybe he knows a lot more than me. He's been an activist. By the way, a lot of people say Logi is a chut. I think a lot of people also respect Logi Naidu because he's got a very strong and a good struggle activism background, a lot more than me. I can't compare to Logi Naidu. So let me just say that up front. That Logi Naidu is not the biggest chut that most of you think. I think in his latter years, I might say that. But I think in his earlier years, and let me just clarify that, I've heard a lot of good things about Logi Naidu being an activist, I think with the UDM, whatever. So let's just put that out there. But let me also say, when Logi Naidu became deputy mayor, and Logi Naidu is talking about all of these actions here, about how social cohesion. So the next point, Logi Naidu, but that's still disadvantage. That's right. B is just racism, unfair, normal people. 26 years. We didn't mind it 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. 26 years onwards, and there will be no end to BEE, triple BEE. So our kids now, who are potential doctors, who are potential great doctors, surgeons, whatever, are being marginalized and sidelined. That's just the argument there. By the way, I got a call from a guy just now, Mr. Suleiman. And he by chance came across this. SAICA, the South African, Chartered Institute of Chartered Accountants, have a bursary scheme. So listen carefully to this story. I'm not reading your comments. I'm going to give you the gist of the story. I'll find out more details. So the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants has a bursary scheme. Obviously, there's criteria for the bursary scheme. You must have so many symbols. You must be that age. You must have that amount of money, whatever it is. All the regular criteria. But one of the criteria is you must either be black or you must be colored. You must be black or you must be colored. That's like Elias talking about Human Rights Commission. And he lost the case. He lost the case because according to the Human Rights Commission, there is preferential bias or something like that. Preferential bias or acceptable bias. I must get the correct term. Preferential bias, which means they can. Now, that itself goes against our constitution and goes against the Freedom Charter. By the way, the Human Rights Commission is not the body you think it is. And Vivendra's comments here. He says many of 100% Indians had to go to abroad to study medicine. Yeah, we know about all that. That's what we're talking about. Vijay says it's a fact Indian child will qualify as a doctor. That's the unfairness we are sitting with. So anyway, the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants stands by their principle. No Indian child, no white child can apply for that bursary. Now, Jennifer Jubair says, if that's the case, Casey Logie as an Indian activist should be for this movement. Part of the NEC top 6 in ANC last year, 2019, November 2019, called the ANC out for being tribalistic and racist, referring to the Indian as kulas. Come on, this is the ANC top 6. And Logie Naidu is talking to us about being exclusive, social cohesion. Mr. Logie Naidu, why didn't you address the matter that Jesse Duarte is talking about? That the ANC top 6 or the ANC was branded as racialistic, tribalistic, and hating on Indians. Equal rights. And Logie Naidu is talking about, you know what's rich about Logie Naidu? So let me tell you something else. Logie could be listening, I don't know. Probably a lot of people are listening. So let me say. Fun guy. As you can see by his videos, whatever. Deputy mayor for 4 years. Then he was Speaker of the House or Council or whatever it was. And I must say, quite honestly, Logie Naidu as Deputy Mayor, whatever, as far as I'm concerned, you did fuck all for the Indian people. In fact, you did fuck all. That's what I can say. In fact, even when I called Logie before I knew him for certain things to be done, Logie did fuck all. And let me say this now, and I'll say this to Logie when we meet him on Lotus FM because he wants to have a debate. Maybe he can prepare for this. Because you can't talk about social cohesion, Mr. Logie Naidu, when you yourself don't know what social cohesion is or how to build social cohesion, when you use it for your own gain or to do it for yourself, for the ANC to get position of mayor, deputy mayor, and whatever. That's what you were there for. And I'm trying not to swear you there. It's like you and I, there's something freaking wrong with us. Like we're wrong. Like they'll tell you, is something wrong with you? What do you mean you're marginalized? What do you mean? What? All of you are chuts. We are all chuts. We are all idiots. Me too. I got a tertiary education. I'm 36 years old now. And I'm an absolute chut. Because where did I suck this idea out from that we are marginalized, we are discriminated against, all of that? Even you guys all chuts, utilized and disrespected. But Logie Naidu knows better. You know, we're just sucking out of our ass this thing. Like one day we woke up and said, hey, I think we marginalized and disrespected. Let's form a movement. Let's go do this. So I'll share with you because it's important to share. It's important to say these things out. Logie Naidu as a deputy mayor, and the reason I'm saying and talking about Logie Naidu, because Logie Naidu was quick to make this comment on this platform, this very big comment, and called us out. He made some other stupid comments, by the way, as well. That's why I'm saying I first said Logie Naidu, very respected back in the day. And when I sit with him and have a debate with him, I have a discussion with him, I'll be very cordial with him. I won't disrespect Logie Naidu, let me say that. But let me also say, I want to say something which is I want to say. And I'm not lying. He can tell you whether I'm lying. He can call me out if I'm lying, and I'll tell you obviously the dark side of Logie Naidu. So yeah, we are not, we've just sucked this out of our ass that we are disrespected, marginalized, sidelined, because they don't believe that. So Logie Naidu is talking about social cohesion. Can anybody here, and I want to stand the deputy mayor and then Speaker of the House, can any of you tell me that you've seen Logi Naidu in a function or an event building social cohesion, talking social cohesion, going in the townships, standing toe to toe with people and building social cohesion? Tell me if any of you have seen Logi come out and do that, or Logi speak. Look, I want to know. Maybe I don't know everything. There for the child always true. Yeah. So tell me, where is all the guest chow, whatever? Got his body cars, got his car, everything. What did he do? What did he? Does anybody have anything? So here's a guy. So I don't mind. The guy goes into the ANC, right? Indian guy becomes deputy mayor, right? Good. Now when we got a Charo there, hell, look after your brothers, look after the Charos, do something for us, put us in the light because we got a Charo there. You know, we want the Indian there. We got a Charo now, deputy mayor, the largest municipality outside the motherland of India. He was deputy mayor for 4 years. What did he do? Because it's no use coming out and giving me the story here, talking this here. You need to have a track record of what you've done. You need to have a track record so I can learn from you, Mr. Logi Naidu. If you want to have a debate with me or have a discussion with me, I need to learn something from you. I need to learn from you that in your 4 years, and your 10 years, and your 20 years in the ANC, this is what you learned, this is what you saw, and this is how you have built social cohesion in Durban, the largest municipality of Indians outside of India. What have you done, Mr. Logi Naidu? What have you done? Raj Bansi was really a Bengal tiger. He really fought for our South African Indians, says Virendra. Right, so I'll end there because once I'm end the show, I'll end there saying that because most of you have realized that Logi Naidu, and I don't mind saying that, I'll say to Logi's face, Logi did fuck all. That's according to me. He, on the other hand, might say he's got a lot of things that he did. Now, this is going to pick on Logi, and he made other stupid statements here, which I will go to. Let me now talk to you about social cohesion. Right, so I'm going to tell you a story involved in this transit camp issue. They were taking a transit camp, which is a informal settlement, placing don't know how politics works and voting works. Indian people vote for the DA, they don't vote for the ANC. But the more informal settlement you bring into a Chatsworth area, an Indian area, the vote will go for the ANC. That's how they win the wards. Tell me you didn't know that. Tell me you didn't know why the informal settlements are put near Indian townships. Because in that ward where there are more black people, the vote will sway towards the ANC. No, Shane O, don't tell me don't worry about that. So I'm going to give you the story. So this was an informal settlement being placed there. And the ANC, as much as there was other areas to put this transit camp, they wanted it there. They wanted it there in the middle of that township. So the community was fighting tooth and nail to stop it. Not because they were being racist, but because the transit camp will affect the property values, all which people have been paying for years for their homes. Anyways, in that township, the militant black guy from the ANC, he only held some position of chairperson of the ward or whatever. Very, very militant. I met him. I won't give you his name. But in the chats that were going around between the two factions, so to speak, for the transit camp and against the transit camp, so it was basically black against Indian. Now there was racial tension at its highest, and I was there in the middle of the racial tension. When I say middle, I wasn't on the front line, but I knew what was happening. Racial tension to such an extent, I likened it to gunpowder there, and just one spark could set off. In all my years, I've never experienced that much of racial tension in Chatsworth on the front line. Anyways, this black guy sends out a voice note, something like this. I'll do his voice as well. Like, he talks in a very slow drawl like this. Yeah, I see that WhatsApp's there. Yeah, you Indian people. Yeah, you think you're clever. Yeah, but we will come there, right there to your house. Yeah, we will sort you out. We can do whatever. We don't afraid for you. We come in your house. We come right in front of your house. We do that to you. There actually got worse than that. And there were many notes like this going around where this guy was threatening. And I'm going to take some time to explain this to you because Logie Naidu needs to answer for these things. He's talking about social cohesion. When he accuses us of, I was right there in the heat of that, and this thing was happening. This racial tension at its highest. Blacks against Indians. Nobody from city council, nobody from ANC, nobody came to quell the tension and say, right, what can we do? All they said to the Indians, fuck off. We building this thing, we don't care what you say. Is that how you build social cohesion, Mr. Logie Naidu? If somebody is showing to him, screenshot it, ask him, where were you? And let me tell you how he knows about this. Let me tell you how he knows about it. And let me tell you what he did as a member of the ANC, what he did. Can somebody tell me in advance before I tell you what he did? Can you all tell me what he did before I even tell you? So, I sent these voice notes to Logie Naidu. These very militant voice notes that don't speak to social cohesion, nation building, doesn't speak of it. In fact, to such an extent, I want to walk up to that guy, give him a fucking punch or take a bullet and put it in his fucking head. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. It was horrible. It was militant. It was aggressive. Nothing to do with social cohesion. And I'm not exaggerating. It was horrible. So now I take these voice notes and I share it with Logie Naidu. I say, Logie, because I'm Logie, right? I say, Logie, there are these voice notes. He listens to the voice notes. And he agrees with me. He agrees that these voice notes from an ANC card-carrying member, from a member who's got a position, a branch member of the ANC. He's not just anybody, and he's the councillor's right-hand man, ANC councillor's right-hand man there in that area. And he's a member, branch secretary of the ANC. So I share this with Logie Naidu. Agrees. He's going to go report to the ANC. Go. He told me. And on the phone, my mouth just dropped. My mouth, because I'm thinking, yes, Logie Naidu, former deputy mayor, former speaker, long-time activist. If he hears something like this, and as he's talking to me, when he speaks to us here, that we are kicks, we are anti-social cohesion, anti-nation building, he's telling us here, calling us out for what we are. Now I go to, so that means he is full of social cohesion, nation building. This will hurt Logie Naidu because he believes in, this is counterproductive. I give, hey, that was when I realized what Logie Naidu can do. That's when I know what Logie Naidu is capable of doing. Wonderful guy, great guy. Yeah, I'll be buddies with him. As a person. But when he asked me to go and report it myself, and he did nothing, fuck all about nation building and social cohesion. Because you're not there in the trenches of chat, there in the trenches. And a lot of people on the ground have told me, KC, when it comes to nation building, social cohesion, it's always the Indian people must do nation building, social cohesion. They ask, what are they doing? And he's right, I've been there. What are they doing? Meaning the black people in the townships and their leaders. What are they doing? The answer is fuck all. It's always the Indian, and now we still get accused of not nation building, segregating. Now I want to say a big fuck off to Logi and his people here. All of you guys at Pops Guy and whoever are commenting there, let me fucking come down to Durban. We will fucking take you there to Bottle Brush, to Unit 11, to the transit camp, to all those places. Let's fucking go there. I don't think you've ever been there in your fucking life. What the other guy, Ricky Red Pops Guy, and the other fucking guy, Timothy, a lot of people will talk big about how things must run, how it's supposed to be run. Right? Talking from upper echelons where they think how it should be done. What's happening on the ground is a lot more different from what you think is happening there. So this note here about social cohesion and whatever, nation building, telling us we don't know what and we're segregating. Really? Logi, I think you better not come to Lotus FM and do an interview with me. I think I'll tell you to shreds with my limited knowledge. I'll go on to what irritated me more here. To end that part, as I know. Let me go to this part here. So he says, we must think about the long-term implications of our actions and how it will be viewed by the majority. Hello? But we must think about how it builds the African majority. But we must also think about how our actions affect the African majority. What the fuck? Which one? What the fuck? What fucking one is it? Which one? Which one is it? Are we African? So now we are African, but we're not the African majority. What is that? And is it only the African majority's viewpoint that matters? Because you, Logi, and everybody else refuse to say anything un-African, anti-black. But black people can go on every platform, tell us to go back to India, y'all are this, y'all are that, all of that. Totally into that. That's right, Ricky. In his statement. Doesn't know what he's writing. So I'm taking his little speech apart here. African majority matters. Minorities don't matter. So as Ricky says, by saying African majority, he's actually classing us as something else. Because otherwise, if he says we are African, we are African. So now there's an African majority. Then there's an African minority. Here's the best part for me. Now listen up. To launch a new political formation. Listen up, I'll say it again. Is this being serious about the community or a platform to launch a new political formation? Now, why is Eugene coming and saying something stupid now? What do you want about Eugene? Now, why are you coming to dig or something? What happened now? So, Eugene put me offline. He's talking about a new political formation. Now, to me, that made me smile. There's my smile. Because when I read that, I smiled because, hell, man, you guys don't know how powerful this is. Let me explain this to you again. Let's see who picks up this. Is this being serious about the community or a platform to launch a new political formation? To me, that was so powerful, the final words, political formation. Because, my dear friends, this movement that's hardly got a structure, that's hardly got a body, in 30 days, my dear friends, today is exactly 1 month. 1 month. 30 days, 31. In 30 days, we can have a senior person in the ANC speaking about a possible political formation. Just let that sink in. In 30 days, in 30 days. An almost non-entity, something that's sucked out right here on this platform, has Logi Naidu talking about a possible political formation. To me, that is powerful. Powerful, my friends, powerful. They are now understanding that if this point right now, if we went to elections at the polls for municipal election or something, right movement will club the ANC and club the DA. Can I hear amen? We have created something. Even though we've only moved 30% of our community. And I tell you what, if we had to have a vote right now, I think we'll club the DA and we'll club the ANC. That's what they're afraid of. That's what they're afraid of. That's your opinion. Don't say amen, Ross. Doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean you're right. I said who believes. If you believe, Ross, you can have your own opinion. That's your choice. Watch everybody else who says amen. Now you see, let me just do a quick survey for you here. Right. So Ross says, not really. Where's Ross? Let me find Ross. I'll find Ross. Let me get his right surname, Ross. Where is Ross? Ross, come here, boy. Come, boy. Where are you? Ross Siumanchal. Siumankal, Ross Siumankal. So Ross Siumankal said, we're voting. He says no. I said, give me an amen. I got an amen. I got a not really. I got an amen. 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 I got a yep, amen, brother. I got an amen. I got an amen. I got an amen. I got a yes for sure. I got an amen. I got yes. I got an amen. I got an amen. I got an amen. I got an amen. 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 Ross, if we went to elections right now, you'd get fucked. And that's democracy, whether you agree with it or not. I just proved to you. Ross Siumankal, do you see the power of democracy? I could be here talking shit. I could be here talking absolute shit. But if I get the majority of people to believe me, Ross, your view means fuck all. Do you understand that, Ross? I agree with you, but you have the right to say no. Amen. But now if we went to the polls, as I just told you, if when you do a snap poll, you don't poll the whole community. You poll a snap section of the community to get an insight as to what's happening. I've just done a snap poll with you, sir. I've just done a snap poll. I know it's a long shot, but based on the law of averages, this is where we are. So, Mr. Ross Siumankal, that's what I said. I said if we went now, that's what would happen. I'm dropping So, by the way, let me be clear. We are not a political movement. We are not. So let me just put that straight. But somehow the ANC guys and I'm telling you now, if Logi Naidu is talking possible political formation, the ANC structures know about this possible political formation. They know about it. 30 days. 30 days. 30 days we've come to this point. And we're not finished yet. We've got about 22 more days to go. We're not finished yet. Imagine if you gave us 6 months. Imagine if we had 6 months. So that movement is coming. Imagine if we had 6 months. Badro, you know, I spoke about a sleeping giant. Maybe the Charos are a sleeping giant. And when people tell me, why are you rattling the cage? Why are you booting down? What are you doing? Wait. Another thing I'll tell you, Logi Naidu. No, I don't. I'm not hating on Ross Nizam. I'm not hating on Ross. He said, please forgive Ross. No, forgive Ross. I'm not hating on Ross. I'm just proving a point to him. He came out with his point and I proved the point. I've never heard Logi Naidu ever come out and speak out against those who speak against Indian people, unless you've heard something. Let's do a poll quickly. Anybody has heard Logi Naidu come out and talk about Julius Malema or anybody else speaking bad about Indian people and coming out and saying, stop this nonsense, do not speak about the Indian people. Have you ever heard Logi Naidu speak proud of our history, talk of our history, speak our history, when he had a platform of deputy mayor, speaker? Somebody says Rossi is Logi in disguise. Could be. A lot I'm giving. And by the way, I don't have as much experience in the political arena and all of that. But let me tell you where Logi Naidu through this program. Someone is trying to boost their fortunes through this program. Admit I was right if we did a snap survey now that you were wrong. Accept defeat, democracy. He says here someone is trying to boost their fortunes through this program. Now, meaning that somebody is trying to get rich. Now, you see in politics, when you want to derail something, when you want to derail a movement and whatever, you talk shit like that. For example, even me, as this movement gets stronger, somebody will come out and say that I raped my cat back in the day, or I had my cat in my bedroom, or my dog, I put fireworks and the dog lost his hearing. Something will come up to say, to discredit this guy and that guy, because that's politicking. Politicking is when you take your cheap shots and you try to derail. And that is what Logi Naidu is trying to do here. And isn't it ironic that he talks about boosting fortunes when, to be quite honest, Logi Naidu ever achieved, and you milked it for everything it had, and you made money of the ANC, you made money of being deputy mayor, and you milked it for everything you had, and now you're trying to tell me about boosting fortunes. Hey? Yes, Logi talking about experience, says Stephen. I think you're talking from experience. You see, they say set a thief to catch a thief because you know how a thief thinks. So, you've had your fortune, sir. You've made your fortune, sir. You got a lovely house there in Sea Tides. You've towed the line. You got your position. There are many stories about how you battled to get the position of speaker after deputy mayor. The funny stories, sellout story, whatever. Anyway, you became speaker. Yep, Naresh Serap says final comments, a total political. Logi, you can't talk to me about boosting fortunes. I think you're the last one to speak about that. I think you've made your money from the ANC. I think you've made your money off your position. I personally don't think you've had anything to do with the Indian people and nothing that we can be proud of. Actually, I was proud of you in my show. I said first Deputy Mayor, South Indian. You know, that's about it. Other than that, yeah, nothing. That was Mr. Logi Naidu who ranted about us on a platform full of ANC people, about our movement, Park by the Posey. Brookdale, not Sita, yeah, what movement is gaining momentum every day. And of the 10 people who said, Amin, only 2 people responded. 073-767-5836. Can you help? How can you help? Spread the word. Raise some money. Guys, funds are now needed. We've never asked for funds from the time we started this thing. We've been funding it by the people we know and contacts we have. But right now, as we kick into the last 3 weeks, are you able to help? Roger Naidu has already made a donation from the UK, sent a couple of pounds for us, a couple of good pounds. We're doing the 100 Rand challenge, 100 Rand challenge. That's all we got. If I got 200 people here and 200 people give us 100 Rand, hell, man. You do the maths there. What's the maths? 20,000, eh? No, 200,000. What? 20,000, yeah. Do the maths. 200 people here times 200,000, eh? Good night. I'm doing a Zuma here. Vash is saying good night already, not saying she's going to help. How are we going to help? Park by the Posey needs your help 20K. 200 people times 100 rand. 20,000, yeah. $20,000 is the amount. 20,000 we got. 20,000. Logan says donated 500. Logan, you were supposed to call me and about your trucks and your site, and you never did. Yesterday, you said you're going to contact us. And also, besides your money, we need your support. We're going to be calling for your access. By the way, diarize these dates if you want to help. 4th and 5th. 4th and 5th or 5th and 6th? 4th and 5th. Saturday and Sunday before. We are looking to take over Phoenix and Chatsworth and make a difference. Are you prepared to be part of that movement? No use talking here, talk shop, good, yeah, everything. Roger gave 100 pounds. What is 100 pounds? Yeah. I have to declare that 100 pounds now, Roger, you see. Roger, do the maths for me on the 100 pounds. What's exchange rate? Send WhatsApp message. Logan, I didn't get a WhatsApp message from you, dude. Otherwise, I responded. 5th and 6th. Is it 5th and 6th? 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Alan, you're in for Durban. 100 pounds, 2,000 rand. Says Ricky Naidu. Well done. I will help WhatsApp you tomorrow. Paul Whitaker says 20. Yeah, to the park, 2,000 rand. Gautam Pandey goes to 2,000 rand. This is how we raise some funds, guys. Let me also tell you this much, and about money and about raising funds. Today, on another WhatsApp group of mine, not mine, yeah, on our group, the guy started raising money or starting to raise money, and I'm going to say this up front so you guys who are giving money understand this. 1,000 rand, each one of you donates 333 rand or something like that. 350, we get to 20,000 rand. That's how easy it is. 300 some odd rand, once off, not a lot. They agreed. They started to make provisions how to raise the money. Within 24 hours today, there was talk about transparency, organization, executive committee, who's on the executive committee, who's on the body, what's this movement about, what's the program. At the moment, we are fuck all. We are a lobby group. We are nothing. We don't have a constitution. We don't have a mission statement even. We don't have nothing. We sucked this idea out of a talk that we were having here. We sucked this idea out. So let me play it latest on a public platform. There is no constitution. There is no elected board members, nothing. Myself and 3 other people formed a small executive committee because we knew each other fairly well. We shared the same ideals. Started recruiting other people like you guys on the platform. 24 hours, the movement is on. We had no time to write mission statements, constitution, whatever. We have a bank account that can be audited by anyone. We have a finance lady who's handling all the finances, monies that are coming in as the guys are declaring live what monies they are putting in. So I said to that group who started talking to me about, where the money is going, transparency and all of that, a lot of talk. I said to them, guys, let's get this straight. You don't need to donate. If you don't trust me, trust the movement and prove all these things to you if you're 1,000 rand, I'm sorry. Either you believe in this movement that's running, that's a lobby group, that's it. Nothing. We've got a bank account. Okay. If they said, listen, Casey, we will donate directly to the Rising Sun to pay for the adverts. Yeah, bo. 100%. If you want to say, listen, I'll pay for banners. I'll say, here's the account number, 5,000 here, 3,000 there, pay for that. No problem. But when they come to question me and my integrity and what I'm doing with the money and all of that, let me tell you something. I sit here for hours every day, the entire day. You don't pay me. Nobody pays me. Nobody's paying me for what I'm doing. Even when I finish with you and I go to bed, I'll be working on this project. There's no salary. In fact, my business is suffering because of this. So if you're skeptical and need reassurances, You're not going to get it from me. You're either in it and you know what you're doing or you're not. Can I just make that clear? That's it. Believe in me, because remember, as Mr. Alan Diplal is here, for those who know me over the years, what I've done, what I continue to do, and how I do things. If you don't know me, know nothing about me, Hamba, keep your money. It's okay. We'll find a way through people who believe in us and believe in me. This group started off as a lobby group, which is a lobby group. You don't expect us within 30 days to have a board meeting, constitution, mission statement, all that shit. We don't have it. Am I clear? When we finish and we get a transaction, get a movement, after that, we will elect a board, chairman, president, all of that. Must be done. Must be done. Right now, doesn't exist. Right now, we need your help. We need finances for those who want to finance so we can fund our projects. There we go. That's as honest as I can tell you. The other guy on the group took me on about me being a comedian, me being... No, let me share it with you. Let me share it with you. Let me share this message with you. I think it's nice that I share this message with you. This came out about... I'd like to share this message with you. Right, so this is from a group. Somebody responded here when I said to them about we've only been here a few months or a month, we don't have all of this in place, whatever. So somebody responded, and I'll read this message for you so you understand. Section 32, read with 33 of the Constitution, distinctive structure. So you're talking about the organization, all right? Preamble is not well thought out and has no distinctive structure. The spokesman reprimands seasoned individuals about introducing brilliant, relevant measures, and that exact same thing gleaned from that same uneducated idiot taunting is implemented and taken as being part of individuals about introducing brilliant, relevant issues, and does the exact same thing gleaned from the same uneducated idiots is taunting and implements the ideas. Social media likes is not a true reflection of people's wants. Wants, needs. Comedy or perceived comedy cannot win any day. So let me get this clear here, and he's talking about you guys here, right? So if you don't understand, he's talking about you guys. Listening to a comedic audience, which is you guys, and social media, which is you guys, is not a true reflection of people's wants, needs. He says it's not a true reflection. He said comedy, some coveted undercurrents may be at play. Yeah, if one dares to look at the big picture. So I'm telling you now, he says here, some coveted undercurrents may be at play here if one dares look at the big picture. Or maybe I'm tripping on my own feet, or floundering on the galaxy of paranoia. Or are we being taken as fools? Or is it a comedy of errors? A luta continua. Let me read the last part for you again. Roger is coming up into my feed now. What did Roger do? I went off my feed. I can't find him. Let me just check if I'm still on my